There was once a very rich merchant who had 3 daughters. Being a man of sense, he spared no cost for their education. His daughters grew to be very beautiful, but the first 2 daughters cared little about their learning. The youngest was called Beauty, a special name that made her sisters very jealous of her, but this she hardly noticed as she was forever absorbed in one good book or another. The 2 elder sisters had a great deal of pride because they were rich. They gave themselves ridiculous airs, and would not visit other merchants' daughters, nor keep company with any persons but those of the highest standing. They went out every day to parties, balls, plays, concerts, and so forth. And they laughed at their youngest sister who spent so much of her time with a book in front of her face. One day the merchant learned terrible news. His ship that had on board hundreds of bolts of cloth and silks he had purchased was lost at sea. Overnight, his entire fortune vanished. The family had no choice but to move to a small country house at a great distance from town. The merchant told his children with tears in his eyes that they must live there and work for their living. The 2 older daughters answered that they would never have to leave the town, for they had several prominent merchants who they were sure would be glad to marry them, though they no longer had a fortune. But the good ladies were mistaken, for their lovers slighted and forsook them in their poverty. As they were not liked on account of their pride, everybody said, "They do not deserve to be pitied. We are very glad to see their pride humbled. Let them go and give themselves quality airs in milking the cows and minding their chickens, like the rest of us." But, added they, "we are extremely concerned for Beauty. She is such a sweet-tempered creature who speaks kindly to everyone, rich or poor, and has such a friendly, gracious nature." When the family moved to their country house, the merchant applied himself to farming. Beauty rose at 4 in the morning before the others awoke and made haste to light the fire.